What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We've got an awesome video for you today. Tom and myself sit down to discuss what winning traders do that makes them different. This is leading us up to a very important presentation that Tom and I are about to tell you about. So sit back and enjoy today's episode. I know you're going to love it. All right, everybody, welcome back. So today we're talking about what do winning traders do? I figured that now that Tom is a full-time trader, plus his other entrepreneurial endeavors, he's a great person for us to discuss this topic with. So Tom, I'm glad to have you here, brother. Plus, we got this webinar coming up, right? So for everybody who is not aware, if you haven't heard on Instagram and Twitter and everything like that, Tom and I are actually hosting a really exciting webinar. I'm going to put a link in the description so you can find out more information on that, whether we're hosting it and you haven't seen it yet, or it's already happened. There's going to be a link for you to watch that for free. So definitely check that out. But Tom, today, this should be a really good topic. I think you're a great person to speak on this.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to do this today, and I'm really looking forward to that webinar. I think it's going to be good to pass on some value to people.
Well, I mean, of course, like whenever there's success in ASFX, I have to highlight it, but I think you're really embodying a lot of the characteristics that people come into trading wanting to have more of, including your analytical abilities, your journaling skills, your selectivity in your trading, your risk management, like all of these areas that some traders would consider themselves weak in, you're really excelling in. So that's why, like I said, this is going to be really good to hear your points on this. So we brainstormed beforehand to kind of come up with some topics for this episode. So I'll lead us in here with one of the things that I think is most important for winning traders to think about. And I think winning traders do this really well, is they're always thinking in probabilities, and they're really good at assessing the risk side of those probabilities. And for me, I remember, I think it was a trading book that I heard the story about a guy who was talking to someone about probabilities, and he got in an argument with them because he was saying, even when there's a green traffic light and you drive through the green light, there's still a probability that you get into an accident, right? Of course, someone could be coming through, not paying attention on the other intersection and slam into you. But you assume because it's a green light, 99% of the time you're going to go through safely, right? But there still is that slight probability, even if it's slight, that you get into an accident. And that story shed a lot of light for me on like how everything in life is probabilistic. Everything can be thought about in probabilities. And I think winning traders do that really well in their trading and off their trading, right?
Completely. And I think you do, like you say, you can relate this to all everyday processes throughout your life. Everything you do, you are processing risk. Whether you understand that is a different question, but that's
right.
why through the self-awareness that you do, like you drive to work or you walk up and down the steps. Nobody thinks they're going to trip over or hit that log, but there's a probability that you might do it.
Right.
And like learning to drive a car. So you're always processing it. It's just whether you're aware that you're doing that. And I think through the trading, good traders then start to do that consciously instead of subconsciously, and they bring that to the forefront of their mind. So I think that's one of the skills that winning traders have definitely developed. I wouldn't say it necessarily comes naturally, as probably a lot of these things that we're going to discuss today. Not a lot of these things may come naturally to you. They have to be developed over time. And that's why experience in trading is so vital. And time in the chair, you then start to develop these skills that we're going to talk about today.
Right. And this is all kind of scratching the surface for this webinar. You know, the webinar is where we're going to be able to go in. We're going to have like an hour, maybe two, to sit with everyone and really dive deeper into the characteristics of winning traders and how winning traders think. Today, we're talking, just like I said, kind of surface level. So beyond the idea of being good at reading risk, thinking in probabilities, what else comes to mind for you, especially Tom, when you think about what do winning traders do?
I think one of the big ones for me is the inner belief or confidence in themselves.
Good one.
You are effectively saying, I am going to take money off governments, banks, hedge funds, large corporations, you with more experience. There has to be an inner belief that thinks you are good enough to sit there and take that off. So you will find a lot of confident traders in their own ability not to quit and to be resilient. So I think they're backed by their beliefs.
It's a great point. It's a great point. And I think that goes into like something else that's important. Great traders are really good at blocking out negativity. They don't allow negative beliefs from other people to be imposed on them because they know that that's toxic and it can stop them from staying in alignment with their own beliefs that are keeping them as winning traders. So I think that blocking out the negativity, just generally optimistic people, I think, you know what I mean? As much as we're, I think, aware of the potential negatives, like I'm very aware that you know me, bro. Like I'm looking at end of the world stuff all the time. Aliens are coming. I'm aware of all of it. Yosemite is going to blow up, tsunami, bro, nuke from Russia, whatever. I'm aware of all of it. But at the end of the day, I'm still a little bit 51% more optimistic than I am pessimistic. And I think that's another thing winning traders do really well is they are just generally a little bit more optimistic than pessimistic, very aware of the downside risk, very aware of all the potential negative outcomes, but still somehow slightly optimistic, slightly believing in humans that will survive anything. That's me. I'm aware of all of the things that could try to kill us, and I still think we're going to survive and get to Mars and grow into interplanetary species, So I think just being that little bit of optimistic helps.
I think you have to be. The amount of times that you're going to get kicked down in this game, 100%. You have to be. You're going to have to find it from deep within to pick yourself up off the ground and out of the gutter time after time after time. And it is only the strongest and the most optimistic that do make it through.
Facts, bro. I think too, in that blocking out negativity, being very optimistic and self-believing and confident, where that comes from. It's really, in my mind, and this is another thing winning traders do, it's just they're prepared. Like, what are you and me doing all the time? If we're not making a video or planning the webinar or doing something, we're working on back testing to refine our trading strategy. That's it. Working on our trading plan, working on adding more detail to our risk management strategy. We are so prepared to come to trade every day that makes us confident. We've done so much back testing in our system. We know if we follow the system, we'll make money. Like blindly confident in the data, I think is really important. And then being prepared with checklists and rules and things like that to keep you, on edge as best as you can. Because you and I both know from your background and my background, we still can be emotional some days. And having those rules, I think, is what winning traders do that keeps them still on edge. Like I was telling you about the conversation I had with someone yesterday about not trading with stop losses and things like that, not having any safety clips built into their trading, right? And that's a topic we're going to talk about on the webinar, those safety clips. But another version of a safety clip, not just a stop loss, is getting away from the desk when you lose 2 trades or something like that, something to pull you off the desk when you're in that rut. That's part of being prepared. You would not do that if you were not prepared for that situation before it comes. And if you are listening this far into the video and you can really understand what I just said, you'll save yourself a lot of money. Because I didn't get that for a while. I'd stay there and I'd jab at the desk for a long time. It took me a long time to get over that.
Yeah, and I think that's a really valid point that you've just made about being prepared. A lot of people think it starts with being on the charts, and I'm finding now more and more that being prepared starts way like when you're just getting out of bed, like not looking at the phone, doing your meditation, drinking water, your exercise, off the charts. Trading is a lifestyle, and it's way more than just sat at the desk that time. That preparedness starts through your everyday activities, and I'm finding that more and more. So you have to find a way to make sure that they're part of your trading business.
Yep. And I like that you said that it's a lifestyle. And I think that that's a good way to look at it, because winning traders do look at themselves like they are in tune with the markets, and that's how they trade best. And in order to trade best, you have to, like you said, because this is in a way a high performance sport, you got to be at your best. So that would then lead you to think of your body like a machine. Your body is like your F1 car. So if you're taking care of your body and your mind through whatever it is for you, some people don't like lifting weights. Some people like I think there's some things that everyone should do to maintain a healthy lifestyle. And that helps you then perform your best. And I think winning traders understand that. Like look at Mark Minaviri, right? Like he's a guy who I think embodies what a lot of us, look up to, like decades of consistent self-reliant trading. You know what I'm saying? Like that is what I think everyone watching this probably wants. So when you look at someone like him, he's always taken time at his shooting range where he's taken time off the desk. He does post sometimes food where he's eating healthy. Like his wife has a garden in their house. I think that they live somewhere in warm weather. So he's always out by the pool getting vitamin D. Like people think this is the thing, bro. Winning traders will look at him and say, what is he doing that for? What's the benefit of that? Sunshine is good for you. It's good for your brain. Boom. That's the positive. Negative people, losing traders, will look at him and be like, that guy's just posting about being at his pool to be an asshole. See, that's the difference, bro, right there. Right there.
It's all in that mindset and the way that you perceive things as well.
That's it.
There, these great traders and these market wizards and people, there's a lot of winning traders will study them, where, like you've just said, they'll look at them and say, well, they'll look at them for inspiration. What are they doing that I'm not doing? Why are they doing it? They'll ask themselves them questions. Whereas the losing traders are very quick to judge. They'll just have a one-dimensional view. They'll be very close-minded when they come to see that, and they'll see that picture and think, oh yeah, like you say, a jerk by a pool, he's got loads of money, he doesn't need to do anything, blah, 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 blah. And that's completely the wrong reason why. He's probably gone and took a losing trade for £500,000, and part of his process is, right, I've lost, I'm now going to go and take myself away out of that situation. I'm not going to lose another £500,000. So
exactly.
Leading on to that, you've also, I think, that may be Mark Minervino or whoever it is, that could be me or you, detaching themselves from their trading. Winning traders aren't defined by their trading, nor are any of us. We're all human beings. And just because we have a bad day or bad trade or whatever, a bad week, bad month, whatever it may be, you are not defined as a human by that trading outcome. So I think winning traders are very good at detaching themselves from their trading as well.
Yeah, that's a great point too. Really, really good point. Detaching themselves from the results short term, detaching themselves from the results even over the course of a longer term, but also like, I think day to day, that probably makes the most impact, because if you can separate and say, look, whether I win or I lose, I know I have a system and I'm going to follow that. And then I'm going to go work out and I'm going to go spend time outside and spend time with my family and do these other things that keep me balanced. I'm not going to just sit at the chart and go crazy after I take that first loss. I think like that's the winning mindset. So this has been good, Tom. I don't want to keep this video too long. I want to keep it short and sweet because I want people to understand, again, this is just kind of scratching the surface for us to get ready for this webinar. Now, again, some of you guys are watching this video. The webinar already happened. There's still a link in the description for you to watch that totally free. If the webinar hasn't happened yet, there will be a link to sign up for the webinar down below. So make sure you guys check that out. And if you want to come trade with me and Tom is running London live session trading streams on ASFX TV, and I run the New York session live stream. So if you want to see us implement these winning mindset tips every day, or for the most part every day, we're not perfect, but for the most part every day, definitely come check out ASFX TV. I'll put a link in the description for that as well. But Tom, any closing remarks for what winning traders think when do?
I think most of all, they are disciplined and focus on the process more than the outcome. I think we'll discuss this in a lot more detail on the webinar, so I'm not going to give too much away right now. So please go and check out that webinar. We will discuss that in more detail. I'll save that one for now. Good
answer. Way to keep us sitting on the edge of our seats there, Tommy boy. Good job, brother. All right.
Don't give all the sauce away.
I love it. So make sure you guys follow Tom, follow myself. Links are in the description for that. We'll see you hopefully on the webinar, or check out the webinar replay in the description and let us know what you think. But we appreciate your time. Hopefully you found some value in today's video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.